One more example on its way. So this one is a task to match lines of text that contain either three comma-separated numbers or six or more comma-separated numbers. And the examples we have here, that for the first line are five comma-separated numbers, so it shouldn't be matching. For the second line, there are two comma-separated numbers, then no number, and then two more comma-separated numbers. This line also shouldn't match. The next one are three comma-separated numbers, and that is what we want here, right? So that should be matching. The next one are six numbers, that is what we want too, six or more comma-separated numbers. And the next one are seven numbers, so exactly six or more comma-separated numbers. So the last three should be matching, while the first two examples shouldn't. And let's see how we can do that. So we already know that we are working with digits and we want to match a digit. And well, we could do that, but before we actually get into writing regular expression, we need to understand our approach. And by reading the task here, we see that it says three comma-separated numbers or six or more comma-separated numbers. So this task already gives us a hint on what we should be using like a base for our regular expression. And that should be alternation, something or something, right? So now that we have this base, we can actually think of how we can do that. And for the we want to work with digits and we want to match digits. So we are probably going to use a shortcut to matching digits, and that should be \d. So as you can see, it matches absolutely any digit you want and whatever there exists from 0 to 9. And a number can contain at least one digit, because if there is no digit, it is not a number, right? So we need to match at least one digit, and that could be achieved by a quantifier, that is a plus sign. One or more matches should be occurring there. So as you can see, we are matching all the numbers, and that's a good start, but the numbers should be comma separated, right? So as you can see, well, we need to match a comma too. So adding a comma matches what we want, right? Now, let's look at the criteria here. Three comma separated numbers. Let's start by this one. So we need three of those occurrences, correct? And so we probably need to apply some quantifier that means three occurrences. And we already know that applying quantifiers for a expression that is larger than just one character, it requires the expression to be enclosed in parentheses. So in order to apply a quantifier to a sub-expression, we need to close it in parentheses, so we kind of catch it. So a capturing group, I guess. And then apply a quantifier. And we can just write the number of occurrences we want. And it is basically a range from 3 to 3, which is 3. As you can see, the first example partially matches, and it shouldn't be, so something is not correct. The second one isn't matching, that's fine. But the most important part is that the third one isn't matching, and it should be, because it is three comma separated numbers, just like we have here, right? There. And it is something you should have in mind in regular expression, because not when you are matching for some similar stuff like we are doing here, numbers and then comma, it is not always the case then that the similar things will appear until the end. Because in this case, it doesn't make sense to have a comma after this number, because there is nothing after this number, right? So we should take that into account when we are writing our expression. So in reality, we just want to match a number, a comma, so a number, a comma, a number, a comma, and a number without a comma there, right? So a number and a comma should occur only twice. And then we should be matching another number, which is a bunch of digits, at least one. Now we got what we wanted. We are matching our third example as expected. Cool. Now let's move on to the six or more comma separated items. So as we saw before, we need to use OR, so alternation, that is this guy here. And well, six or more will be kind of similar to this. So we can start by matching digits and commas. And we need to match this time at least 5 such occurrences. And to match at least 5, we can leave an open-ended range starting from 5 and not ending at all. And why would we need to match 5? Because 5 of them are comma separated and the last one doesn't have a comma after it. So we do not want to match a comma. And at least 5 because we want to match at least 6 numbers. So, and we need to match the last one here, of course, right? And this is something good here, but it is not finished yet, definitely. And something is surely missing because this last one is not matching correctly. And why is that? Oh, that is because we are not using our firstly learned meta characters. And well, how and why we should apply them. Also, because this one is matching, the first example. And we know that we need to match each line. So it should start by a number and should end with a number. So we can add here starting position. And before the alternation, we want to cut the line here. So now we match those three, right? The third example. And we need to do the same for the next one. Even though it matches, it should be required to edit because there could be examples that I'm not sharing here and that will work, and we do not want them to work actually. All right. So we are matching what we wanted. Must must takeaways are do not think that if something occurs like 3 times in a row, it will occur forever. Like with this number and comma, you always have examples before you before actually starting to write a regular expression. You need to extract all the rules for your expression before you start writing it. Otherwise, it is just a waste of time. You won't get anywhere. All right. So yeah, in this case, we used almost everything that we learned. Just what we lacked were character classes, and we can encapsulate something in a character class. It doesn't matter really here. Like if you encapsulate the digit here, it still matches, but we do not need that verbosity here. All right, that's it. Congratulations. You finished the second section. Nice. Let's have a small video on what we have learned so far and take some takeaways. So see you there.